Hey there everyone, Adam the OcCULTURE Critic here, and you can't make me do this! So, the Blu-ray won't let me leave the house. I'm practically stuck here until this month is over with, so no Thanksgiving for me. Fuck. The Twilight Saga, New Moon. It's worse than the first one. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how this could be worse. But it is. It is honestly worse than Twilight. Like, production-wise, it looks better. Production-wise, it's pretty. It's colorful. The world building is actually pretty decent. Taylor Lautner's fucking wig looks good. And yet somehow it is almost more unbearable than the first one. I'll get to that in another video. Let's just say that sprinkling a little movie magic on top of it does not make it good. You have to have things happen. In this movie, once again, nothing fucking happens. Alright, so basically the story is Bella turns 18. Oh, thank God. And so Edward's family hosts a birthday party. She accidentally cuts her finger, and one of the vampires loses his collective shit and tries to attack her. Edward, being a collective dumbass, throws Bella right into more fucking glass to where her entire arm is cut up. Good job, dude. And because of that, Edward and his family fucking leaves Forks, Washington, and doesn't really come back, and Bella starts having some fucking nightmares and a depressive state, and starts doing stupid shit. That is this movie. Oh, and there's like a secret vampire society brought in towards the end. And Jacob the werewolf too. There's that. Yeah, there is that. Oh my God, where do I start with this? This movie is unnecessary. Like I said in the first one, in the last video, how that movie was incredibly dull and that things needed to happen. This movie takes that to the nth degree, where nothing fucking happens. All we have is Bella just moping about this breakup, this hard breakup. I'm like, okay, look, I've been through bad breakups. I've had nightmares. I have. Not to the extent that this movie portrays it, but I have had them. And all I'm thinking throughout this entire movie is, Poor Billy Burke having the patience of a saint trying to get her the help that she needs. Honestly, what this movie needs is fucking therapy. This movie needs a therapist in it because that is the only way. And I don't know what this movie, I don't know. Maybe this movie is anti-mental health or something, but Bella needs a fucking therapist. Oh my god. Alright. For the sake of my sanity, let me get the positives out of the way. Because there are still some things that are good that I can say about it. One, there's actual color in it. The color is pretty damn good. It is startling the moment you see it because because if you watch these back to back, you get slapped in the face with fucking color and it hurts your eyes, but then you adjust and you really appreciate it. Let's see, what else? Like I said, the world building. There's a scene where we learn about the Volturi, who are basically the secret vampire society of that polices the rest of the world of vampires, led by Michael Sheen, and who is amazing in this movie. There's another positive. Michael Sheen is awesome. He is just oozing ham in this movie. Like, he is oozing just joy in playing this role in the way he wants to. And he's a really, really good actor. Jacob's wig is fine. Jacob's wig looks so much better. It doesn't look like something out of Spirit Halloween. It actually looks like they put effort in making this wig. Oh god. And I'm curious, does Jacob in the book keep his long hair, or does he get it cut in the book? I'm not gonna bother reading it, so someone let me know. But yeah, there are decent moments, like there are, like I said, like, there are good moments where Bella is, like, you can see how much this breakup has affected her. It's just the problem is you're kind of going like, why isn't this person seeing a therapist? Why isn't this person getting the help that she desperately needs? Because I don't know. Maybe it's just that's too much I'm putting too much thought into this franchise is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Oh my god. Negatives. I fucking hate the characters. I hate them more than I did in the first movie. Edward is just this manipulative asshole who he doesn't, I don't think it's anything malicious, but you can tell he likes to control things because he's like, oh, I'm doing this for your own good, Bella, because I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous. And it's just, like, I don't think he considers Bella's feelings. Jacob's an asshole in this. Like, oh my god, he does get really irredeemable towards the end. Like, it's, again, he's the same way. It's like, I'm a monster. I'm doing this for your own good, Bella. I'm doing this for your own good. It's like, why the fuck does she go for guys like this? Why does she go for guys who like to control her? What the shit? This isn't like some dom-sub relationship shit going on here. This is abuse. And then, like, towards the end, Edward calls Bella's house and asks, because Alice had just been there, to tell Bella that, oh, I had a vision that you died because you jumped off a cliff. And it's like, oh no, I'm fine. I was perfectly fine. Well, Edward thinks you died, and then Edward decides to call, and Jacob is there, and he answers the phone and says Charlie is at the funeral, Charlie being Billy Burke. And this makes Edward think that Bella is dead. And I'm going, you know, some fucking clarification, asshole, because it turned out like the funeral Billy Burke was at was for Jacob's dad's friend. Or it was for the death of his friend who was attacked by Victoria, who's in this movie for whatever reason. Yeah, she's in this. But, yeah, Jacob is irredeemable. There's no forgiving him, and oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. And Bella just needs some fucking help. Bella needs some goddamn help, and whatever reason, she refuses it. She refuses to get any kind of therapy. Trust me, therapy will help you. I don't know if it's Stephanie Meyer's aversion to it. I don't know what it is, but I can promise you, therapy is good. God, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about this movie though, because nothing fucking happens except for Bella doing any and every stupid thing, riding off with some random dude who's probably as old as Billy Burke on a motorcycle just to get this adrenaline rush. She's become an adrenaline junkie just to be able to see the spectral image of Edward. And they decide to reenact the ending of Romeo and Juliet with Edward thinking that Bella is dead, so he goes to the Volturi to go, please kill me! And he decides he's going to commit suicide by revealing his vampire to this European town of people celebrating the vanquishing of vampires. So I am kind of going, why is this high vampire society literally residing in a town full of people who vanquished vampires? It makes no sense. Oh my god. Like, I put too much thought. I have put too much thought into this franchise. And it hurts that I am putting this much effort into this franchise. Oh, one other thing. For anyone who are Hell on Wheel fans, you know, the Western show on AMC a few years back, the main villain in that, the Swede, really cool character, really good actor. When my dad and I first were introduced to this guy, you know what? This guy should really be a vampire. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Oh yeah, Dakota Fanning is in this. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Dakota Fanning is in this for reasons, and I like Dakota Fanning. I think she's a really good actress. But oh god, you can tell she doesn't give a shit. Like, she's got the evil look. She can pull that off. It's just she so doesn't give a shit about this. She doesn't care, and she's been in some garbage. I've seen her in some garbage. But here, you can just tell she has as much contempt for this as Robert Pattinson did. As much as Kristen Stewart did. I don't know if Taylor Lautner has any contempt for this because he's so uncharismatic. He is not a leading man. He is not a love interest. He's just a shirtless dude. And that's another thing. I got an issue with this movie. And that is, look, portrayal of sexuality in movies involving teens is fine. I mean, sexuality, teens discovering sex, discovering the sexuality, it's a natural thing. It's gonna happen. We all went through it. The problem is when you decide to portray that sexuality in an almost pornographic way, and your actor is under the age of 18, and for whatever reason grown-ass housewives think that's hot. You think I'm joking? 10 years ago, this was a thing. I'm not kidding. I've met those women. It is disturbing. Again, get some help. A lot of the special effects in this are not good. The werewolves do not look good. They are horrible looking, and this is a personal preference of mine. I prefer bipedal werewolves over four-legged werewolves. These are the cute, big werewolves, which again makes me concerned for anybody who discovers these werewolves and falls in love with them. And this is coming from a guy who is well aware of the movie Big Bad Wolf. Oh my god. This one drained me more than the last one. And I think but at the same time, I hate this more. I hate this more because it had a bigger budget. It looked better. There was more effort put into it. The actors were more into their roles slightly than in the last movie. And you had some other decent actors, good actors, like Michael Sheen, having the time of their fucking lives. And yet, I hated this movie more. I hated it. And I think the reason being is just because there is nothing going on in this movie. Nothing about this movie really advances the main story that we get in part 3. When part 3 happens, you're going to wonder why this one even took place. Aside from the fact that it had to introduce the Volturi, it had to introduce Jacob's transformation as a werewolf, which honestly is out of nowhere. You don't really feel like this progression of him struggling with this thing that he was born with. You don't see it. You don't really, like, you just kind of, it just kind of comes at you in like in passing, and you just forget about it. You forget about it until he finally turns into a werewolf. I'm like, oh, so, okay. And then we get introduced to his pack, and then we don't see him for the rest of the movie. And I'm just going, why? Why is this a thing right now? Why are we following this when you're not going to put the time and effort into it? And then we get the scene where they're chasing Victoria in pretty much a music video, basically. And it's like she gets no lines. This is the last time we see this actress as Victoria, because she gets replaced in the third one. This is the last time we see this actress, and she gets no lines. You talk about such a fuck you to a previous actress. Like that, I mean, that's gotta hurt. I mean, what else can I say about this movie? Aside from Anna Kendrick just being Anna Kendrick and being enjoyable and pleasant. What more can I say about this movie aside from the fact that I don't know any of her human friends' names? What else can I say other than that I would marry Ashley Greene? What more can I say? This movie is bad. This movie is worse. This movie is just nothing. It is nothing. Again, Harry Potter had more. And I would equate this to something like Half-Blood Prince. And yet Half-Blood Prince did more in that book and movie. And this does less. With that said, I give the Twilight Saga New Moon a 3 out of 10. This movie is awful. This movie is boring, more so than the last. It is pretty. The effects are slightly better. The world building is great. Sort of. Michael Sheen is a delight. And Billy Burke is awesome, and I love Ashley Greene. But that doesn't excuse it for the lack of content that it tries to hide. It like when you watch this, when you sit through all 2 hours of this movie, and more so, you feel like you're getting nothing out of it, and you wonder, why does this entry exist other than to bridge the gap between the last one and the third one, when you could have just taken it out and put them together. And I'll discuss more of that when I get to the clips. Well, that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, I am on the Slasher app at OcCULTure Critic. Well, I'm Adam the OcCULTure Critic. I get scared because I don't care. And Twilight Month is continuing because I got nowhere else to go.